beneath Clover Hill. Hello, everyone. I hope this new bedtime story is able to aid in your sweet dreams tonight. Play this in the background while your consciousness slowly drifts off. Lenora arrived as dusk pressed soft fingers against the hills. The gravel beneath her tires gave way to silence. Clover Hill wasn't marked anymore. The town blinked in and out of memory, passed down only through letters with wax seals and warnings that felt more like lullabies. She parked beside the cottage, thin as a prayer, taller than it needed to be. Its windows were wrong, long and stretched, narrow like keyholes designed for secrets. Ivy clung to the stone facade in strange, spiraling patterns, symmetrical, intentional. The air was too still. Inside, it smelled of damp wood and closed summers. Furniture waited obediently, coated in dust. Moths twitched in the corners, unsettled by movement. The kitchen clock had stopped, but Lenora still heard ticking. Upstairs, the bedroom hadn't aged. A 4-poster bed stood beneath sloped beams. Shadows curled in the corners like sleeping cats. A mirror leaned against the far wall, too large, too low, as though it had slipped from its usual place. She stepped toward it. Her reflection lagged. Blink delayed, tilted too far. Behind it, another room. Stone walls, candles flickering with blue flame. She turned sharply. The real room remained intact, but the mirror whispered. That night, the ticking began. 4 slow ticks. 2 fast, then none. The rhythm didn't match any clock she owned. It pulsed from beneath the pillow, through the walls, inside her bones. Sleep came reluctantly. The next morning she crossed the lane to visit Mrs. Callow, a woman whose eyes had seen every decade twice. "I heard a clock in the house," Lenora said. Mrs. Callow stirred her tea with deliberate slowness. "Ah," she replied softly, "then it's remembering." She offered no more. As days passed, the cottage curled tighter around her. Footprints appeared in the hallway, small, bare, and damp. They led to the cellar door. Unlocked, she descended. The air thickened, walls pulsed with condensation. At the far end of the room, half swallowed by shadow, sat a stone well. A hum rose from within. Not a voice, just a vibration, gentle, rhythmic, familiar. Lenora leaned closer. Something blinked. She gasped and retreated, her breath caught mid-throat. When she returned to the kitchen, a note waited. Her handwriting, but she hadn't written it. "Her name is beneath the 4th floorboard." There was no 4th floorboard. Not here. Unless... She returned to the mirror. This time her reflection showed the cottage darker, older, lit by candlelight, thick with dust. She raised her hand. The glass gave way. It rippled like water. She stepped through. Cold air greeted her, still, dense. Same cottage, different time. In the bedroom, beneath the warped wooden planks, she found a box. Inside, a diary written in spirals, the ink curved like sleep itself. On the lid, a name scratched in charcoal, Ava. That night, Lenora dreamed. A girl stood beside the well. She hummed softly, turning slowly, her eyes deep as raindrops caught mid-fall. "You're not meant to stay," Ava whispered. "Why?" But Ava was already fading, a mist folding over her form. Lenora woke in her own bed, the mirror uncovered, the ticking louder. Now it echoed through her spine. She walked the streets of Clover Hill, empty.
Doors hung open, curtains stirred without wind. The church steeple had regrown, towering and sharp against the sky. Inside, pews turned backward, windows shuttered, and from the ceiling, bells, dozens, brass, bone, silver, each tied with a ribbon, some smooth, some frayed. She approached the pulpit. A letter lay at its base, ink bleeding into parchment. They rang once when Ava was taken. Now they sleep with her breath. If you wake them, you give her back. She looked up. The bells shivered, not from wind, from breath. She ran to the cellar, dropped the diary into the well. The hum vanished. A lullaby rose, spiraling, tender, like something remembering itself. She followed it to the mirror. Inside, Ava waited. Lenora touched the glass. It didn't open. She was sealed. The ticking stopped. The bells rang once. Outside, Clover Hill sank into fog. The roads unraveled. The trees bent inward. Inside the cottage, the mirror stood still. On the bed, a final note. Sleep is borrowed. Memory is earned. Ava is dreaming. Let her. If ever you find yourself in a place not mapped, where bells tremble, where reflections hesitate, where sleep feels borrowed, leave, because some mirrors are not mirrors.